All right, got up this morning about 5 o'clock. Camped last night at Tamasee. Campsite is 3.6. Our feet were just beat. Probably could have done the 3.6, but we got to camp, got set up, and we were just like, yeah, this is a good choice. It's all right, we planned on 5 days. So anyway, we're only 3.6 away. This is what, let me show you what it looks like without a light. Yeah, so I've actually got my light on bright right now just so y'all can see the trail. But anyway, we are, it got cold last night, like really, really cold. Coldest night I've had, and it was, it got really wet. Everything got wet from condensation. So anyway, the woods at night, they look flat, so it's hard to see a lot of times. Particularly, I've got it on low beam. I mean, I got a high beam now, but usually I put it on low beam because if I don't, I don't know how much more power I got on this flashlight. It's a night core, awesome light, but I haven't charged it at all past 5 days, and I think it had a full charge when it left. But anyway, it's done me righteous so far, and I just don't know. I don't want to die on me all of a sudden out here, because you can't see nothing without it. Anyhow, we had 3.6 to go. Most of it's probably uphill. It's like a lot yesterday coming out of the Chattooga River gorge, I guess you want to call it. So everything was uphill for the most part. Anyway, we're gonna go on in. Didn't even fix breakfast or coffee, and we'll get something on the road. Didn't pack any type of organization, just shoved it all in there, knowing that today was the Lassie Day. You know what Lassie Day is for you folks that don't know who Lassie is. Lassie was a collie back in the 60s and 70s that this little boy, little Jimmy, that was his collie in the family. And Jimmy was all the time getting lost. And he'd say, "Take me home, Lassie, take me home. I'm lost, Lassie, take me home." Lassie'd always take him home. So when I say the Lassie Day, I mean this is the going home day. So that's what we're doing. If I can find the trail. Alright, I'll get back to you when I ain't going up. Maybe when it's a little more daylight. Well, last sunrise on trail. Don't know if I'll get a better view of it or not, but awful pretty. Can't see that down in the holler. Yeah, look at that. Wow. It'll get even prettier before long. It's starting to light up the woods too. Can't see them. Anyway, thought I'd give you a glimpse. All right, we're coming into the last half mile. The sun's up, but the headlights off, but the woods have not come alive yet. Usually I mark that by the birds chirping. So they hadn't quite started, but they'll be along shortly. So we'll go up here and take the requisite, oh, I heard one. Take the requisite picture at the Oconee sign that proves we did it all in the through hike. So probably won't be much other than I'll chat with you on the summary. I'll include that on this as well. But anyhow, it has been an awesome trip out here. Had some new revelations. Maybe I'll share those with you. Anyhow, that's it for now. Chat with you later.
All right, so that is it for the Foothills Trail. So third time's the charm. This is the third time we've done it, and finally through hiked it, finally finished the hike. First 2 years, first year it got, was going to have like after 2 days, 3 days of solid rain drenching, and y'all know Ramdino's a fair weather hiker, so came off trail there. And then last year I got hurt with a groin pull due to it was dry, good weather for most of it, but the leaves were all humped up on the trail, couldn't see anything, and the rocks and roots, and slid off the trail. And also the trail runners I had were kind of worn out, kind of slick on the bottom. So anyhow, finished it this year, so that was awesome to do that, and finished it with my buddy, hiking partner, Come Along, and OG, who through hiked this year. So that was awesome to get a chance to hike with them and to do that. And really, the whole time was just an awesome time with the hiker community. So I don't know, it just seemed a little more intense this year. Maybe that's because we're growing every year. We had more hikers out there, but we had a lot of through hikers out there. So hopefully, I did see a lot of 2024 hikers there that were talking to previous through hikers. So that was, big part of why we do this. But of course, the biggest reason is just to get the hiker community together and get out there and enjoy each other, and just to enjoy the camaraderie and the fellowship that we all enjoy on the trail, and to get out there and hike. So that was great to see that. So I learned a few things, or a couple things came to me while I was out there hiking. So as y'all know, I am not a through hiker. I'm a section hiker, but my section hikes, I've always said, are in training for my through hike. That'll be when I retire in a couple years, and maybe more in a couple years. But I have always, that's on my bucket list to do the AT through hike there. So I'm in training and just enjoying the trail, enjoying God's creation, no matter where I am while I'm out there. But a couple things came to me. One of the things is that I have got to get over my get there-itis. So while I enjoy the trail, it always seems like that I am wanting to get to the truck or get to the end of whatever my section is as fast as I can. I don't know why that is in my psyche, but for some reason it is. And I need to enjoy the trail, enjoy creation, enjoy just being on trail and where I'm at, enjoy the moment more than I do enjoying trying to get to the end of the goal. I am a type A personality, a goal-oriented person, and sometimes that gets in the way of my enjoyment. So I got to relax and stop doing some of that. One of the things that makes me do is it makes me push more miles than I should. I'm not enjoying as much because my feet hurt. I have plantar fasciitis and still haven't shaken that 100%. And after about mile 8, I start to feel that, but it's not pain. I just know it's there. At mile 12, starting to hurt. Mile 16, I really need to be stopping. And at mile 20, I'm in pain. And so I need to, going along with the not getting rid of the get there-itis, if I could get rid of that and get rid of trying to get to the end to obtain my goal as fast as possible, that will help me do lower miles, and which in turn will help me enjoy those miles because my feet won't hurt so much. Another thing is probably my feet hurt so much because I'm carrying too much weight. Now my trail weight is winter's probably 27-ish. Summer is probably 24. I need to get that down. I've got some lightweight gear, but I carry too much comfort stuff. So I carry too many dry clothes and I carry too much food. So even on this trip where I knew that Fresh Ground was going to be supporting us, knew there was no way I was going to go hungry, I still carried a lot of food, still came home with a lot of food. And so I have got to get that dialed in. You know, a lot of times I'll sit there as I'm prepping before, the night before or 2 days before, and doling out my food and putting everything in there. I always just, I might need a little more of this. I might need a little more jerky. I might need a little more trail mix, whatever. Might need one more meal just in case. So my just in case, and it's good to be prepared, but my just in case meal doesn't need to be something that weighs, 8 ounces. It needs to be maybe a pack of ramen as an emergency backup, something like that. So I need to do a better job of prepping. I've got to get rid of some weight so that I can enjoy it more, so that my feet don't hurt as much. Wouldn't hurt to get a little weight off my body. I am not obese or grossly overweight by any means, but I noticed that I had lost 13 pounds before Come Along and I did Virginia, my last hike before this one. And I was hiking faster, hiking better. My feet didn't hurt as much. And then, of course, the holidays showed up and I gained probably 2/3 of that back. And that, along with the extra weight, really had my feet hurting on this trip. But now, it's not that I'm glad to see people hurt, but I did notice that at the end of our 20-mile days with even Come Along and OG, their feet, they were ready to stop too. Their feet were hurting, and they're through hikers. And OG through hike this year, so I didn't feel quite so bad that it was just me holding us back. So they were ready to quit too. But in any case, I need to slack off on those big miles. Maybe those bigger miles like that will come to me whenever I do a through hike or whatever. Sometime, once I get on my through hike and get my trail legs and everything. But for section hikes, I think I need to just dial it back a notch so that I would enjoy that. So those are a couple of revelations. Because I'm a fair weather hiker, well, one of the things is it's not so much being wet or being cold, but being cold and wet, and being particularly cold, waking up in the morning to being cold. This trip, it wasn't like drastically cold, but it would get down, below in the high 20s. So you wake up in the morning cold, putting on cold stuff. Even if you stuff it in your bag, you still got to get out of that bag. And so I'm deciding how I want to do my through hike. And maybe I'll share that with you some other time, but I'm still working on how to do that. I don't want to start real late. But I am thinking about maybe starting the year before section hiking and then coming on trail in March or maybe even April or May, and continuing on as a through hike from there. And then how do I want to do that? Do I want to do the typical through hike, or do I want to do supported, whatever? So still working that out. Still got a couple years, several years to figure that out. But those are just some ideas, and I'd love to hear what your ideas are for that. But anyway, as far as the Foothills Trails goes, this was a great trip. Really, really had a good time. There's a link down below to the Facebook page, so you folks that went on it, continue to post to that. Lots of posts. If you didn't go to it, go look at those posts. See what a good time we had. It was just an awesome time in the hiker community. And so I want to thank Fresh Ground, of course, and then we also had Trail Angel 2 plates showed up and gave everybody some pulled pork, I think on night 3 or night 4. And then also Fresh Ground had some folks, Kay, and I cannot remember the couple other folks that helped Fresh Ground there. So, and that's a big thing for Fresh Ground, because he normally is a one-man show and doesn't like for people to help him. That's not how he operates. But in any case, they were, Kay and her folks did a great job, and we just greatly appreciate everybody that came out and supported us, and everybody that came out, all you got folks out there, guys and girls and dogs that were in the hiker community that came out. Love seeing you. Had some folks show up that weren't necessarily hiking, but they just came out to say, hey. Great to meet y'all as well. And so look forward to continuing our lives together in the hiker community. That's all I've got for the Foothills Trail hike. So don't forget, we'll be doing it again. Fresh Ground and I are already planning for 2024 end of days. So until then, you can go and check out all the Thru hikers on my updates. And as always, appreciate you, and we'll see you out here.